Hello and welcome to Lotus on Track. We're here today at the gorgeous Brands Hatch on this lovely sunny day to watch the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy and the Lotus Cup Heat. Let's go down and catch up with some of the guys and see how their season has been so far.
It's been a really fun season. Been steadily improving in my results. I've had 3 podiums over the last 3 rounds, so I'm quite happy with that. But now I need to move up to the top step. That's the goal for next year.
It's been fantastic actually. Really enjoyed it. It's my first season in the Elise Trophy. Raced a bit of Fun Cup before, and thought I wanted to do a full season in my own car. And started with Lotus and enjoyed it immensely.
Which has been your favourite race so far?
Actually, the Brands GP in July here. Really enjoyed it. It was my best position to date, and everything sort of went well that day. So yeah, Brands GP.
Second season's been great. Been great. I should have started it 20 years ago though.
Which has been your favourite circuit so far?
Spa or Alton Park in this country.
And which has been your best race?
The Lotus Cup last time at Donington about 7 or 8 weeks ago.
And will you be joining us next year?
I will, if they'll have me.
It's my first full season, just progressing nicely throughout the year, just starting to get some top 10 finishes, really enjoying it, looking forward to next year.
You will be joining us next year?
I will indeed, yes.
What's your favourite race that you've had so far?
I think it has to be Spa. That was amazing, an amazing circuit, amazing weekend, yeah, just really all round great.
First race of the day for the Lotus Elise Trophy with Stuart Rowland in pole position. So let's see how they get on.
Thanks, Amy. Cars heading off on their formation lap. Full field as ever in the Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. And the Brands Hatch Indy circuit always lends itself to very close and competitive racing. With Stuart Rowland on pole, with suddenly a Brands Hatch specialist, Phil Stratton-Lake, alongside him on the front row of the grid. Steve Quick and Martin Wills on row 2. Adam Busey qualifying well for 5th, Warren Scott there in 6th position. Ken Savage rounding out the top 10, but we can expect to see him going well. No Busey there on the grid though, he's gone missing. As away we go at the start of the race, and it's Rowland to the inside, Stratton Lake to the outside as they blast off towards Paddock Hill Bend for the first time asking. Very close in towards Paddock, but it's Stuart Rowland who's got the advantage as they plunge down the hill and then climb up towards Druid. Stratton Lake in 2nd, Martin Wills in 3rd, just jumping across the bows. There is Steve Quick. Great smoke of plenty as we plunge downhill, and it's now Dave Carr who challenges Steve Quick, and he's going to, well, I was going to say going to go through, he doesn't. Steve Quick holding on around the outside of anything that then places Carr into the clutches of Warren Scott a little bit, and John Lemaster as well, looking to make progress through Surtees as we go in. Carr with Dave Carr as he closes onto the tail of Steve Quick in this fight for 4th position. We'll look to get into slipstream now behind Steve and get the tour along the Raven Straight, possibly to challenge in towards Paddock Hill Bend, which is exactly what Martin Wills is doing there in 2nd position, looking to pressurise Phil Stratton Lake. Dave Carr doing much the same as they arrive in towards Paddock. We've got Dan Plant and Frank Matthews as well having the battle in the midfield. Up the hill, and Wills looks to the inside of Stratton Lake for 2nd. Stratton Lake covering the line very late, and Wills going deep into Druids. Lively starts the race between the pair of them as they plunge down from Druids and on towards Graham Hill Bend. Not really overtaking opportunity. Instead, Wills will be looking to get the toe out of Graham Hill Bend. He's not going to be close enough, I don't think, to challenge into Surtees, so instead it'll be about getting the run through Surtees, through Clearways and on towards the Raven Straight. Clouting the cars through Surtees, and then brake lights on, turning through the never-ending right-hander in it. Clearways becomes Clark Curve about now, and then although the road keeps turning, it becomes Brabham Straight now. In reality, it's just a long right-hand curve which they accelerate along. Steve Quick in 4th position, he's still got Dan Plant and Dave Carr and Warren Scott to worry about, and it's Scott closing on the tail of Dave Carr in towards Paddock Hill Bend. Nobody quite close enough though to make a bid on this occasion. Instead, we've got Scott just looking inside the car, climbing the hill towards Druids, but he can't quite do it. Dave Carr, much improved driver over the course of the season, Dave, able to comfortably defend that one. Martin Wills once more looking to mount the challenge. He gets a good run here through Graham Hill Bend. He's not going to be close enough to make the move into Surtees, I don't think, but instead this positions him very nicely to challenge Stratton Lake in towards Paddock. Next time round, it's such a short lap here on the Brands Hatch Indy circuit that you really do have to play the long game, so you move a lap or so in advance, and that's exactly what Martin Wills in the Black 33 car is doing behind the green and yellow machine of Phil Stratton Lake. They accelerate onto Raven Straight, still Stuart Rowland leading the race now. As Will's going to be able to make his attempt. And this time round in towards paddock. Stratton Lake's the inside there. Wills lunges. He dives out the inside, locks up. He goes in far too hot. Will he make it? No, he goes round. He takes Stratton Lake with him. And that's a disaster for the pair of them. And Phil Stratton Lake completely innocent in that. Martin Wills is beached. Phil Stratton Lake may just recover. He keeps his foot in and he is going to emerge from the sandpit. Eventually, here he comes, but he's pretty much at the back of the field. Well, where there was a Wills, there wasn't a way, and unfortunately, he is out of the race, challenging for second position. Which promotes this fight now to the one for second. Steve Quick up there with Dave Carr still in his tail. You can see at the foot of the screen as well just how close Warren Scott is onto the tail of Dave Carr as well. They accelerate along the Bradman Straight, and they seem to be backing up. That's why waves yellow flags, and the safety car, perhaps unsurprisingly, is out to recover the car of Martin Wills from the sand trap. So the field all bunching up behind the safety car. As the marshals, as ever, doing a sterling job in recovering the car of Wills to the edge of the gravel. Also into the pit lane, Charlie Chase Gardner. We're about ready for the restart here. The pace car pulls in, and Stuart Rowland plants his right foot. The way we go, look at the gap he's got behind him. Bottom right of your screen there, and there's nothing but empty track. You can see Steve Quick, well, he wasn't quick on the draw there. He has given away a lot of ground, and instead it's Quick who's going to have to worry about really Dave Carr on his tail. In fact, field not at all bunched on that safety car restart, one of the slightly messier ones we've seen this year. Well, they're all safely through Paddock Hill Bend, but nobody's really been able to gain anything from that. Neil Stoddart though just trying to close in onto the tail of John Lemaster through Druids. Down the hill they come, Lemaster in the green machine, Stoddart in the blue and white car. Neil Stoddart not really troubling the apex there at Graham Hill Bend, and he pays penalty in the exit out over the curb, and that's possibly going to bring him into the clutches of Andrew Wright there in the red 125 car, and just behind him the yellow machine of Ken Savage. Here's the fight for third, Dave Carr with Warren Scott on his tail. It's Scott in the white and blue car, Dave Carr in the green machine. This is a good toe in the slipstream here for Warren Scott along the Bradman Straight over the grid hatchings. Likewise, Ken Savage has got a good opportunity here to make his opportunity to pass Andrew Wright. I don't think he's doing quite close enough in the event in towards Paddock Hill Bend. No, he's not, and Wright in turn is looking to see if he can pick his way past John Lemaster, just feinting to the inside up the hill towards Druids, and Savage closing right onto his tail down the hill towards Graham Hill Bend. And again, Dave Carr under pressure from Warren Scott, and Scott gets a tank slapper on. Is he going to hold it? No, around he goes. And disaster there for Warren Scott. He's actually done very well to recover that. He's going to lose a couple of positions, rejoin effectively behind Neil Stoddart. So everybody shuffles up a further place. And John Lemaster is now being challenged by Andrew Wright, who in turn has got Ken Savage on his tail. Well, Savage has got other fish to fry this weekend, really. He's looking to claim the Lotus Cup UK, which we'll see later on today. For now, he is in the midst of this three-car fight in the penultimate race of the year from Lotus on Track Elise Trophy. Down through Paddock Hill Bend, John Lemaster leads this group of cars, and then up the hill towards the hairpin at Druids. It's a good overtaking opportunity if you get a cars with, which Andrew Wright doesn't give Ken Savage. Ken rather helpfully gives him a nice little tap round the corner just to make sure he keeps his speed up, and then down to the left-hander at Graham Hill Bend. A pair of them then have the short sprint on the Cooper Straight. Surtees not really overtaking opportunity. Phil Stratton Lake recovering up through the field. He's just behind the number 4 car now of Nigel Ayres, and Ayres leaves a little bit of space, and Stratton Lake is going to go through here. He does, and he gains one place in his recovery. Back to this absolutely brilliant fight at the front of the field. Last chance line, John Lemaster, Andrew Wright, Ken Savage, Warren Scott and Neil Stoddart. We're into the closing stages though, and it's Stuart Rowland, who ever since he got the jump in that safety car restart has just driven away from Steve Quick second, Dave Carr in third, John Lemaster in fourth, and everybody else challenging for fifth. Scott looks to the inside of Ken Savage in towards Druids, and does he go through? No, not quite. Warren Scott was so close to edging out Ken Savage there. Ken is a robust defender of his line, and Scott just couldn't quite force the opening, so instead he's going to look to challenge Savage, possibly along the Cooper Straight. They've got Charlie Chase Gardner, who they may be putting a lap on between now and the end of the race. So they go in towards Clearways for the final time. It's still anybody's race for fourth position as Stuart Rowland takes the win Emphatic stuff in the end from Stewart, but a good result for him. Steve Quick likewise with pleased for second, and Dave Carr an excellent third, but here comes the battle for fourth. I think John Lamars is going to do enough, but look for Warren Scott in the white car. He drags his way past Ken Sargent, pinches the place on the line and goes sixth. Very nicely judged manoeuvre there from Warren Scott. Oh, super race from the Lotus Elise Trophy as ever. Here is the final classification with Stuart Rowland taking the win from Steve Quick and Dave Carr. John Lamar in fourth, Andrew Wright fifth, Warren Scott in sixth, and Ken Savage shuffled down into seventh position in the end. Drivers making what they hope will be their first appearance on the podium today. We've got another race to come. They get the kiss from the Yokohama Grid Girl, the trophies, and then the bubbly to say for a little bit later on.
Made it look easy. How did you find it?
Yeah, it certainly didn't feel easy, but I got some quick guys behind me, and it was just a case of I knew I was quick enough being at the front, and I've led a lot this year, and it was just a case of keeping it consistent. Jensen Button style was the key today.
How did the car do this time?
Did very well. It's getting a bit tired. I promised it a rebuild over the winter if it held together for the race, so I think it's going to have a rebuild.
It was a bit frantic at the start, and yeah, really good. Kept it nice and tight to start with. A couple of people went off, which helped, obviously. And then after that, us three sort of made a bit of space, and that was good. Nice and steady to the end.
Are you going to be coming back next season?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah.